Namaste.
Namaste.
And greetings to all artists, gurus, rasikas and supporters of Prashala. I am Kumar, running Prashala. As you are aware, Prashala is doing a musical infotainment program called Offstage Series, having various segments like Raga Insight, Music Promos, Allied Raga, Grahabedam, Candid Artist Conversations, Laya Vismaya, Learning Routines, Advanced Learnings, Composer Insight, and the recently introduced mSamvaad. Today we are happy to start another wonderful new episode of our segment called mSamvaad. Our topic for this episode of mSamvaad is Carnatic music artists and gurus and their routines. It's my pleasure to introduce now to the amazing artist who is being part of this mSamvaad program today. It is Vidwan Rajiv Ramakrishnan from Chennai, India.
Namaskaram.
Before going into the next step, it would be my pleasure to have Shri Rajiv Ramakrishnan introduce himself musically as well.
Namaskaram Kumar sir, I'm extremely pleased to be a part of this offstage series. It's a wonderful initiative by Prashala. Now, I'm going to start today's conversation with a popular Guru Kriti, Guru Leka Etuvanti, in Gauri Manohari Ragam. Guru Leka Etuvanti, Konigi Teliyaga Bodo. 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 Oh, Teliyaga Bodo, oh, Teliyaga Bodo. Karugaina Radrogaga, Karugaina Radrogaga, Karugaina Radroga Gagana Munagotano. Karugaina Radroga Gagana Munagotano. Karugaina Radroga Gagana Munagotano. Sadguru Leka Etuvanti, Konigi Teliyaga Bodo. Guru Leka Etuvanti, Konigi Teliyaga Bodo.
Om Shri Guru Bhyo Namaha Hari Om. What better way than to start a program with a Guru Vandanam, with a very popular Kriti in Gauri Manohari Ragam.
Thank you, sir. Yeah, it's a very popular Kriti and one of my favorite Kritis as well. Awesome. That's the reason I decided to sing this.
Awesome. So now can you briefly tell me about your Guru or your Gurus and about your induction into Carnatic music, your initial music learning and your journey so far?
Sure, sir. I'll be happy to take you through my musical journey. I started learning music from a very young age. At the age of 3, my mother, Srimati Geeta Ramakrishnan, noticed that I was able to identify ragas. My mother is a senior Veena Vidushi and also a vocalist. And she noticed that I was able to identify ragas at the age of 3. That is, if she teaches a raga, I'll be able to remember it, and next time I used to identify it correctly. So at the age of 3 and a half, she started teaching me. It was it was not a formal kind of training. I was very playfully learning all the basic lessons like Sarali Varsai, Janda Varsai with other students of my mother. Yeah, my mother used to teach many students.
More into Kelvi Jnanam.
Exactly, more into Kelvi Jnanam. Yeah, because 3 is a very early age to start formal training, right?
That is when people get identified as child prodigies as well.
Yeah, so very playfully I started learning all the basic lessons with other students. Yeah, both vocal students and Veena students used to come home and learn from my mom. And I started learning all the basic lessons. And then she started teaching me Geetam, Swarajatis and all that. And then when I came to Varnam level, I had the great blessing to be under the tutelage of Sangeeta Kala Acharya Shri P.S. Narayana Swami.
Wow.
I was with P.S. sir for about 2 to 2.5 years, and he taught me all the Varnams and short kritis. And then I had my advanced training from Sangeeta Kala Acharya, Shri V. Subramaniam. Yeah, and V. Subramaniam sir was such a wonderful guru, and it is because of his blessings that I'm at this level now. And I was with V. Subramaniam sir for more than a decade, and I started accompanying him in many concerts. Even before I gave my debut concert, I started singing along with him, giving him vocal support.
Even before your Arangetram?
Even before, much before my Arangetram. When I was 10, 11 years old, I joined Subramaniam sir's classes. Yeah, from that time, I was one of his favorite students, and I was more like his grandson. And I used to accompany him for a lot of concerts, demonstrations and all that.
Okay, I'll probably have a few questions about it later during the program.
Sure.
I would now like to know from you, when did you actually perform for a stage concert? At what age and which sabha, etc.?
I gave my first concert at the age of 18 in 2004. That was for Semmangudi Srinivas Iyer Golden Jubilee Foundation. My guru Subramaniam sir was the one who got me that opportunity, and that was in July 2004.
Oh.
Every year they used to conduct Semmangudi series during his birthday.
Okay.
Yeah, so that was when I gave my first concert, and then after that I started.
And how old were you then?
I was 18 at that time.
Oh. Sorry, I have revealed his age.
No problem.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's very happy to know that you have been performing now for the past 20 plus years. You also talked about, how you accompanied your guru in his concerts.
That's right.
So, before going into that aspect, I would like to know, during the last 20 years, a lot of evolution would have happened.
That's right.
The way you planned for a concert in 2004 or 2008 or 2012 would be very, very primitive when you look at how you prepare now in 2022 or 24.
That's right.
A large scale evolution has happened, and a lot
Absolutely.
of technological upgradations have happened. So what I'm saying is, this adds a great amount of pressure on artists and performers like you.
That's right.
So in that aspect in mind, can you explain how do you generally prepare for a concert? What are in terms of preparation, what are the ragams I have to sing today? What is the combination of how many one varnam will be there, one or two tukadas will be there, to finish with a Tilana, in between what will be the main, what will be the sub-main, and how you ensure that the repetition of the same category of classification of ragas do not happen in your concert. All those things, how do you normally prepare for a concert, assuming from say 2022 onwards, how do you do that now?
Sure, I'll be happy to tell you more about how I plan my concerts. Supposing it's a 2-hour concert, I normally start with a varnam, because varnam will act as a warm-up and it will make sure that the voice is in perfect condition for the following songs. So I normally start with the varnam, and then small Ganapati Kriti like Vatapi Ganapatim or Mahaganapatim, and then another small Kriti with a short Raga Alapana and a few rounds of swaras. Yeah, and then I move on to the sub-main. Sub-main will have a more detailed Raga Alapana and Neraval followed by Swaram. Yes, and then I'll sing a slow tempo song. A slow tempo song is very important. Normally, when you plan for a concert, fast and slow tempo songs should be alternated. Otherwise, it will be a little monotonous. So a lot of planning in terms of speed also have to be considered. So a slow tempo song is very important after the submain. And then after that, a very fast tempo song in Deshadi Talam, like Teliyaleru Rama or Brova Barama, Sarasa Samadana. That will act as a filler in between the slow kriti
as
and
well
the
as
main.
the kickoff for the main.
Exactly, kickoff for the main song. Yes. So we are also making sure that the voice is in perfect shape when we start exploring the main raga for that concert. Yeah. Then comes the main piece. Yeah, for the main piece, we have to sing a very detailed Raga Alapana, and that's the way I do it. My Raga Alapanas for the main song will last at least for 15 minutes. Yeah, then the song, then a detailed Niraval and detailed Swara Prastaram, followed by Tani. And then, as you rightly said, Tukadas. After Tani, it's Tilana, Javalis, and other Tamil songs.
Maybe a Tirupugal,
yes. Tirupavai, all these things can be included.
And also Dasar
Yes.
Nama.
Yeah, so that is the standard concert format. But when we look at it, we have to consider several things. First thing is, the ragas should not be close to each other. The ragas that we are selecting should be far apart from each other.
For example, if the submain is like something like a Kiravani, the main can be something like Dharmavati.
Kiravani and Dharmavati are somewhat close. I would say if we are singing a song in Kiravani...
I asked this question very specifically because recently I attended a concert.
Okay.
The submain was Kiravani and the main was in Dharmavati.
Okay, I would say that is not a very wise song selection because the ragas should be too far apart. When you're selecting a song in Kiravani...
Can you briefly tell me a few examples of submain and the main which are good to feature in a concert?
Absolutely. Since you spoke about Kiravani, if we are selecting a song in Kiravani as the submain, the main can be Kalyani or Vachaspati, something that is too far apart. Dharmavati is a little bit close, right? Yeah, so something like Kalyani or Kambodhi can be, or even Shankarabharanam can be the main raga. Yes. And then other good combinations are Kalyani with Hindolam. If we are singing Kalyani as the main raga, Hindolam can be submain. And if we are singing Todi as the main raga, Mohanam or Kalyani, something like that can be submain. Yeah. And if we are singing Kambodhi as the main raga, then Dharmavati or Hemavati, Panduvarali, Varali, those ragas can be submain. So that is the way I usually plan it, and that is how my guru also used to. My guru used to tell me frequently that the main and submain should be too far apart.
And since I said I will touch upon that question again. For example, your guru is doing a Kampoji Alapana.
Mm-hmm.
You are sitting beside him, probably putting the tambura. And you are caught unawares. He says, okay, from this point, you do the Alapana. What will be your mindset? And how prepared will be or how happily will be able to do that?
I will be extremely happy to do that because my guru used to frequently tell me that you should be prepared for anything. If you sit on the stage and perform, you should be prepared for anything. If you are asked to sing a swaram in one place, you should be able to sing. If you are asked to do neraval in a particular place, you should be able to do it. So if a guru is giving such an opportunity to a student, it is actually a blessing. So the student who is sitting on the stage and handling the tambura should be able to immediately continue from where the guru left. If he has come to that level.
So can you give me a quick demo, just about like 15 seconds or 20 seconds? Your guru is traversing in a Kamboji and goes up to the that Panchamam level, and you have to pick up from there. You can either go down or go up or whatever. Ideally, you should be going up, right?
Going up, yes.
So can you do that 10 to 15 seconds of what your guru did, and suddenly he looks at you and you start from there? Can you demonstrate both?
Absolutely, yes. Supposing my guru is singing this phrase, if he sings this and if he looks at me, my next phrase would be ra na 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 ta da ra na na. This would be my next phrase.
Beautiful. So you are actually probably handing it in the same platform where you started, so that your guru can continue at the same scale, or go up or come down accordingly as the situation demands.
Exactly. Yes.
Beautiful way of demonstrating. I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So having heard from you, how in detail you prepare for a concert. In today's situation, I would like to know from you, what ideally should a concert look like, or how should a concert be today?
First of all, a concert should be likable for everybody. That is how I look at it. Is not
so manoranjagamana ragam.
Yes.
Popularana padalgal.
That is a very important thing while concert planning. Every song can't be a rare song, because we have to make as performing artists, we have to ensure that we are likable to everybody, even the layman as well as connoisseurs of music. Everybody should enjoy the music that the singer is singing. So that is how we need to plan a concert. So it should be a mixture of rare kritis as well as popular kritis. So if it's a 2-hour concert, and if we are starting with a Varnam, then next if we are singing a Vinayakar kriti, and next we can sing a rare kriti as the first Raga Alapana. The first Raga Alapana can just be for 3 to 4 minutes. We can sing that, and followed by a rare kriti and a few rounds of swaras, so that we can also let others know that we have a good repertoire of rare kritis. And then we can proceed with a popular kriti. So ideally it should be a mixture of rare kritis as well as popular kritis, and there should be variety in terms of ragam, talam, composer, language and gods. That is the way I do it. Yeah.
And when you said rare kritis, does it also include rare ragams? Like for example,
yes,
Simhavahini.
Yes, it does include
Niroshta.
Yes.
Or Srotaswini. Srotaswini is more popular because of film music now.
Correct. Yeah.
So this kind of ragams, immediately attract. They can immediately relate. Okay, I know some song in this ragam.
Yes.
So something like that. So Manoranjagam is also taken care by way of even choosing a difficult ragam, or a very rare ragam as well.
I normally do it. Rare ragas are an integral part of my concert. I make sure that I include at least one rare raga in my concert, because we are giving an opportunity for the audience to know about those ragas, right? Because we won't be sure whether everybody in the audience will be knowing that raga. So if we sing that raga, and if we sing a kriti, we can make an announcement that this is in this raga, and there are other popular there are other kritis in this ragas. So we can just announce, and we are letting them know about this raga. That's a good thing, right? Yeah.
And even about a very difficult thalam, or which is not a very popular thalam.
That's correct.
Sometimes you say this is the thalam, and
yeah, that's correct.
And the mridangist also will probably join you and say, okay, this is how it is played.
Yes, yeah.
Awesome. And I have a personal experience with you. I think you have a student called Prathamesh Rajagopal.
That's right.
I think he once performed for Kala Prashala sometime back.
He did. Yeah.
And there is another girl student also, Ananya.
That's correct.
So I think you have a good student base, I believe.
That's correct. I have students from across the globe. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. So, which means you have a very good experience, grooming, the future generation, and converting them into emerging talents and future artists. So, I would like to know how and when did you get into music training? Because singing is one thing and training and teaching is totally different thing.
That's correct.
And I know a lot of people can't do both of them in equally the same way. Acharyas are also there and the artists are also there.
Yes.
But the combination is not very, very commonly seen.
That's right.
So how did you get into the training or teaching mode, or when?
It all started way back in 2013. Till 2012, I had no plans to teach. But then in 2013, a few musically interested students wanted to learn from me. So I started...
From India?
From India, from Chennai.
Okay.
So it was all offline classes.
So it is kind of word of mouth.
Word of mouth, exactly.
Okay.
Yes. I did not tell anybody that I'm planning to teach. Through word of mouth, a few musically interested students wanted to learn from me, and then I started accepting a student. It started in a very small and humble way. I just accepted 3 or 4 students, and till 2017, I was just continuing with those 4 students. I did not expand. Yeah, and then in 2017, when I moved to my new apartment, a few other people wanted to learn from me, and many of my neighbors were interested in Carnatic music, and they wanted to put their kids in my classes. And then slowly it started expanding, and then about 15 to 20 students started learning from me, and I started expanding my classes to outside India as well. A few overseas students also expressed interest in learning from me, and they referred a few other students, and I started slowly expanding, and there were about 20 to 25 students till 2020. And then in 2020, when the COVID lockdown started, I had a lot of time. Yeah, earlier I used to go
Everybody
to office.
had a lot of time.
Exactly. I used to, till 2019, till the lockdown started, I used to go to office, and by the time I come back, it will be 10 or 10:30 p.m. Yeah, so, but when the lockdown started, I was left with a lot of time. So, I used to log off at 6 or 6:30. After that, I had a lot of time. I thought, okay, why don't we expand our classes? Why don't we accept a few more students? And then I slowly started expanding my classes. I started connecting with many music lovers on Facebook. And I made others know that I'm expanding my classes, and slowly a few more students joined, and then it started growing very fast. Then by the end of 2020, I had around 55 to 60 students. It started
so 20
growing.
to 20 to 60 in less than a year.
Yeah, exactly. Yes.
That's really awesome. So then that gives me a very interesting. Because it's sometimes a teacher's job, sometimes it is a parent's job, sometimes it is a job of people like me. They take the help of people like me also to ask which guru is suitable for my kid. Sometimes the gurus also come and ask me, can you refer somebody for this thing? This is the level I want to teach.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm kind of in between the guru and the parent also. So from your level, how do you select your students? It's not like somebody wants to learn, okay, I will teach you. Because you need to look at where the child is and what is the level, whether it is Geetam level or Varnam level or a Kirtanam started level, or it is only Sarali Varisai level, or even zero level, not even started, but they have some background, or somebody doesn't have any background at all, inspired by music. So there are a lot of situations like this. So how do you do you have any criteria for that, or how do you do the selection or rejection? Both.
Yes, I do have a criteria for that, and as you already know, I teach students at all levels, right from beginner level to performing level. I teach students of all levels, so I'm very careful in selecting my students. So I have my own expectations, and the students have to fulfill those expectations if they have to join my classes. So I'm very clear about that. And if it's a beginner, what I look for is basic Swarangyanam. Basic Swarangyanam should be there. Sa pa sa. If I sing that kid should be able to sing sa pa sa exactly the same way I'm singing. There should not be any abaswaram, or they should not sing in another shruti. So all those things are very important for a beginner. That is what I look at.
One question came because it happened with me. I learnt Mridangam for close to 2.5 to 3 years from a guru.
Oh, okay.
And when I went for an upgradation to another guru, I'm not naming any persons here. So I was told, you should forget what you have learnt. It came as a surprise. Mind you, I was like 12 years old at that time. I said, studying something is very, even if it is difficult, it's possible. But forgetting something, how can I do that? But I had to do that. I did it. So this happens in your case also. Like,
yes.
Somebody coming, learning with something, and how do you ensure that their practice changes, the way they have learnt changes, and how do they adapt to your... there are different schools of thought and different schools of learning, right?
Yes.
Do you have any experience, and how do you do that? Having seen a lot of informative answers from Vidwan Rajiv Ramakrishnan, let us continue our mSamvaad in this topic in our next part of this series. See you soon. Thank you so much.